You see, if you have a router, you need to manage it. In order to manage, you can log in using a console port, which is here. You see the blue color. The blue color label, no, is written console. Even in the real device, it will be in blue color. You can Google also. Google and see Cisco router. And if you see the picture there, you will see always the console port with blue color. And then the console port comes with this USB kind of port. It also comes like RJ45 kind of port. And this is another one called auxiliary port. Ignore it because we don't use it. Very old technology, auxiliary. Now focusing on this port, console port. This is one way you can get inside the router to do some basic configuration. See, all other ports need IP address to log into the router. Listen carefully. All other ports, if you want to use to manage the router, you need IP address on them. With IP address, you can do telnet or SSH to get into that router. Telnet is one service. SSH is another service using which you can log into the router. Telnet is comparatively not secure. SSH is secure. Now we will do those things later, but what I'm trying to say here is using console port if you log in, meaning you connect your laptop to a communication port on the laptop. Let me try showing you those things. See, this is your laptop or PC. I take PC. Your PC, your computer. And now, when you click on this wire, the cable types, you see this is a console cable. How do I know console cable? You should see down here. When I keep the mouse there, you see it shows console. Do you read it? Do you read console there written? When I keep the mouse over here, it says automatically choose. When I keep here, it shows console. Do you read? Now, you see, this is RS232, which is called as COM port. I connect there, and then I connect to the console port of the router. Now, if you go to this computer, you can see the router. Go to the computer, your computer, you have a terminal server. In the real device, you want to know which one is the terminal server? I'll show you. This is my real computer. In the real computer, I'm typing putty. This is, no, just click this serial. And now this is the terminal server. What is the speed here? 9600. Yeah, COM port. Now on the packet tracer, when you click on this, you can see that same 9600. Yeah. Now you say, okay, look at this. You are seeing the router in the PC, in your laptop, in your computer. You are able to see the router. You see, this is a PC. This is not router. This is your computer. Now, to see the router, you need not put any IP address. You just simply connected the wire, and that wire is a special wire, a blue color console cable, which is like this. You see this type of cable. This end that you see is what this port is what you connect to the computer. The other port RJ45, the small one, is what you connect to this console port on the router. You also have a USB type. Yeah. So now we have connected to the router. And this is the console PC. We call this PC as console PC. Why? Because it helps you to see the console of the router. See, when I did this one in the previous class, I was not using the console PC. I went straight away here and clicked on the CLI. You see, it's the same thing you see here and also here. Funny. Same thing. See, in the real world, what you are seeing now is possible. This is not possible. Why? Your router won't have any monitors to see. Your router need a computer like this if you want to see the router. So in the real world, you cannot get the CLI by clicking the router. Where you will click the router? You cannot. You need one computer, your laptop or your desktop, connect to the console port. Did you understand this one? Did you understand what I just said? Okay. Now I say no, which we learned in the previous class. And then I say enable. So now from the user mode, I have come inside the enable mode or the privilege mode. Now, as I told you, you cannot do any configuration here. You can only verify things. For example, if I want to check the routing table, I'll type show IP route. No route in the routing table. This is the routing table, but it is empty. It's empty. There is no entry. There is no destination network. Now I can understand that this router is a empty router with no configuration. If I want to see the interface status, show IP interface brief. You see all the interfaces are administratively down for security reason. The interface will be in a down state. If you want to bring it up, what you should do? You need to go to the interface and say no shutdown. Let me go to this interface and show you how to go to this interface. First of all, you have to jump to the configuration mode. For that, you type config. You can stop here, or you can type the full word, or you can press the tab button to fill the remaining balanced characters. Configure, and then T, or you can press the tab to fill the remaining character and hit enter. This is what called as configuration mode. Now I have to go to the interface mode in order to bring this interface called G000. You see, I don't have any interface G00 right now, but I would like to connect like this. See G000 as well. If you don't get this, I repeat, listen carefully. If you don't see G000 when you connect the wire, it is because the basic setting you need to change. Go to options, preference. Only one time you need to do. Options and preference. And then check this box. Always show the port label. Check this box. Always show the port label. Do it now, Prem. Let me know when you're done. Great, man. Wonderful. So now you see this is in red color. This dot is in red color. The reason is the interface is down. There is no protocol running on the wire because the port is logically down. Actually, the router is operational. Because the router is operational, you are seeing this, but it is logically down. So I have to now go to the interface by typing interface G0/0/0 and then say no space shutdown. See, that brings the interface up. And you can also see here it is turning green. It has already turned green. This will also turn green sooner when they start negotiating, when they start talking. This will turn green. Wait, it's going to turn green. Because on the switches, all the ports will be up by default. See, it is green now. Yeah, it's green now. Now, we don't have IP address on this port. Now, how do you verify whether we have IP address or not? Type end and then type here show IP interface brief. You can see it is only up with no IP address. Now, I would like to give IP address. So you have to go back again, interface G000, IP space address. I would like to give 10.0.0.10, 255.0.0.0. And then you go back and verify. All right, so you see, to verify, we type exit 2 times, or you type end and then type show IP interface brief. You can see that the interface has got IP address. You also have interface status up. Not only that, if you go to the routing table now, see, earlier I typed the command show IP route. You don't need to type every time. You see, press the up arrow button. It will show you all the commands that you typed. And you see, show IP route is shown here. I hit enter. Now you can see exactly the network that is connected. C means what, connected. You see, connected. 10 network is connected on G000. And what is the IP address on the link? On this link, L means what? Link. On the link, locally on the link, this is the IP address that is configured. The actual mask is 8. What do I mean by 8? 255 means there are 8 bits. Actual mask is 8. But the IP address of that interface is 10.0.0.10. That's why it is 32. That is IP address. IP address is always 32. Yeah. So we have a routing table, which means the router says, I know where is 10 network. The router says the 10 network is connected on G000. This comes dynamically when you assign an IP address. Now, next thing what I'm going to do is, I'm going to connect a computer or more computers. 1, 2, and I'm going to ping. What is ping? Ping is a service that you can run to check whether you are connected. For that, I would like to give IP address to this computer. Just for your reference, I'm changing the name as 10.0.0.1. This name as 10.0.0.2. Now let us go inside and configure IP address. IP, sorry, 10.0.0.1. And if you press the tab button, it will fill the mask 255000. Optionally, you can type the router's IP address as a gateway. What is the router's IP address I gave here? 10.0.0.10. Okay, after this, you can close here, go to the command prompt and type ipconfig. This is the command on the Microsoft computer to see what address we have put on the interface of the PC. Now, on this PC, I would like to give IP address. Right now, there is no IP address configured. So I want to go here and put as the gateway. And now if I go back to the command prompt and use the up arrow and hit enter, I can see the gateway, the IP address, and the mask. Okay, what is next? Next is we will ping from these two computers to the router to check the reachability. Go to this computer and try pinging the router 10.0.0.10. This is the address on the router. If I get reply, then we are connected. You see, I'm getting reply. I'm getting reply from the router. This is the router's address, isn't it? There is no loss. Not only that, you can connect with the other computer here through the switch. So I'll go back to this computer 10.0.0.1. Earlier I pinged the router. Now I'm going to ping the other computer. I'm able to ping the other computer as well. I want you to do up to this level, and if you have any difficulty, let me know. Now you see, if this computer needs to see this router, it can use the IP address to talk to the router. Whereas this PC, when it was talking to the router, there was no need for an IP address. Why? Because it was console port. It was the console port through which we interact. When you use the console port, you don't need an IP address here. But when you use a Ethernet port like Gig Ethernet, this port needs an IP address 10.0.0.10 we gave, and this PC needs an IP address in the same subnet. Now what I want to do is, I want to show you that I can take the router remotely using Telnet. What is Telnet? Telnet is to do the remote terminal emulation. I can emulate, I can bring the remote device to the local machine. That is Telnet. தொலைதூரத்தில் உள்ளதான கணினியையோ அல்லது ரவுட்டரையோ அல்லது நெட்வொர்க்கில் இருக்கிற ஏதோ ஒரு டிவைஸ் என்னுடைய கணினியின் ஊடாக பார்க்க முடியுமானால் நான் டெல்நெட் பண்ணி வைத்திருக்கிறேன் என்று அர்த்தம். If I can see the remote router in my laptop, then I have telneted. Or I have done SSH. You can do telnet or SSH. SSH is more secure compared to telnet. Now, first of all, we are going to see telnet. For telnet, TCP 23 is the port number. This is the port via which the telnet can be done. You see, in our topology, Now, topology. I want to telnet from here. I'll say here telnet 10.0.0.10, which is this IP address 10.0.0.10. When I do that, a packet gets created with a source IP 10.0.0.1 and destination IP is 10.0.0.10. So the packet will go to this 10.0.0.10, but how router knows that you are looking for telnet? How router knows that you are looking for telnet? See, in the OSI class, Open System Interconnect class, we spoke about the port number. So the destination port number, because you are using the keyword telnet, the destination port number will be 23. Source port number will be some random number. Let's say 53421, something like that, some random number. So when this packet now approaches the router, it reads the IP. Am I 10.0.0.10? Yes. Then this is for me. Now what should I do? I have to support telnet because the port number I'm seeing is 23. So the router understands that I'm looking for telnet. That router understands that அவருக்கு நான் telnet பண்ண support பண்ணணுமா. Router understands like that I have to support telnet, meaning I have to show myself to him so that he can see locally. For that, the telnet service need to be enabled, which we have not done. We need to enable the telnet service. We have not done that. First of all, we have to do enabling telnet. But let me try doing telnet without enabling on the router. See what happens. Do you follow me? Do you follow me? Why no response? Have you mute your mic? Please unmute and talk. Very good. You are all genius. Last week, I was in Palo Alto office doing a workshop. The dumb guys, even if you shout 10 times, they don't understand. Yeah. Now, I'm trying to do telnet 10.0.0.10. You see, it says the connection is refused by the foreign host. Why? Who is the foreign host talking about? Respond me, please. Who is that foreign host this PC is talking about? Unmute and talk, please. You are on mute. I don't know. Please don't expect me to remind you about the mute. For this computer, who is the foreign host? The router to whom you are trying to log in, isn't it? So, actually, this PC is going there. If you can ping, see, if you can ping and get the reply, you're getting the reply from the router, which means that PC can go and talk to the router when you say telnet. But the router says, sorry, I cannot support telnet. Why? I have not enabled telnet. கொஞ்சம் கோரஸ் தான் பாடுங்களேன் கூடயே சேர்ந்து. அந்த பேலோல்ட் ஆஃபீஸ்காரங்க இந்த வீடியோ பார்ப்பாங்க, அந்த மக்கு பசங்க, அப்பயாச்சும் புத்தி வரட்டும். நீங்களும் அவங்கள மாதிரி அமைதியா இருந்தீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகிடும்? அப்புறம் உங்களையும் மக்குன்னு நினைச்சுப்பாங்க. I just wrote here, service need to be enabled. Did I enable telnet service? Have we enabled telnet service? No, we have not enabled telnet service. We have not enabled. That's why, when the PC was requesting for telnet, the remote device is not ready to support. So tell me what I should do now. Pilot officer what I should do now? Telnet அங்க enable பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? ஏன் இவ்வளவு கஷ்டமா? சாதாரண question தானே. I have to enable telnet here. Only then, when I do telnet, the router will support telnet. Now let us go to this router and enable telnet. How do we enable telnet? You see, there is something called line VTY. Means virtual terminal. When I say telnet, actually I'm going via this particular port, isn't it? But I want a virtual connection so that I can see this router down here. That virtual connection is what this line VTY. It's a virtual connection. It's a virtual wire. It's a virtual port. And I give a number to the port 0. Means first port, port number 1. So now I need to say password. And I'm going to say Cisco 123. That's all. Now let us go back to this computer. I have enabled telnet there. This time I'm going to say telnet. You see, telnet 10.00.10. It is asking me the password. Last time what it was saying? But this time it is not saying closed. It says, I'm ready to support you, but give me the password. So I'm going to give the password that we gave there. What is the password I gave there? I forgot. Okay, Cisco 123. I'm going to say Cisco. Wait, we have to do it again. Timed out. CISCO 123. See, it won't show you what you type. See, I'm able to see the router on the computer. Sometime back it was a computer, but now I can see the router. This is what called as telnet. Now let me go to the router and change the name. You see, I'm going to change the name here. Host name, Prem. Now if you go here and hit enter, here also Prem coming. But did I configure here? No. Which means this is a copy of that console over TCP 23. All right, I want you to try now. If you see now, you have logged into the router, but when you try to say enable, it won't allow you. Why, Because it's a remote login. It is not console. It is remote. It needs another verification before taking you inside enable mode. Right now, which mode we are in? Prem. Very nice. You are not a Palo Alto dumb guys. You are really a genius. We are in user mode. Now, when I type enable, it will take me to enable mode or called as privilege mode. You need to set another password to go there. Now, how to set another password? Go back to the router. In the global configuration mode, I have to type this command, enable password. That's so easy, no? Enable password, I want to give ABC. You can even give the same password, nothing wrong, but I'm giving ABC. Now you go back to the PC and type enable. See, it's not saying no password set. It says, give me the password. I say ABC. Right now, I'm inside the privilege mode. So two level of verification is needed whenever you do remote login using console, sorry, using Telnet or SSH service. We are now testing Telnet. SSH will do later. Two level of verification. Test it now in your lab. You are able to log in. Now, I want you to change the name from here, not from the console, but from the Telnet. See, config T or config terminal. Change the name here, host name. Let us give name as RA hyphen, just RA, enough, just RA. And then go to the console and check whether the changes happened. Definitely it is going to the, see, the changes happened. So whatever you do there, it will impact here. Whatever you do here, it is going to impact here. It's the same duplicate copy there. Right? Now, assume I'm sitting here in this white color console page and I want to know who has telerated and who is doing this. I want to know who has changed the host name. I want to know who changed his name. So what I do is I say exit from here and say who. Sorry. I should have typed show. I'll explain you what this is doing right now. It is trying to search for a command called who. It is searching everywhere. Hey, anyone knows that this command who, what it means? No one is going to respond. So it will time out. We have to wait till the timeout happens. Or we can configure not to search like this when it do not know command. See, when I type something which is nowhere mentioned as a command, it will search like this. I want to say don't search like this. If you don't understand, just leave it. That I'll do it when it comes out. See, it will make me to wait for at least 1 minute. 1 minute I need to wait. Only then this is going to come out. Okay, it has come out. Before I block the search, I'd like to say show who. Oh, it's not there. Show users. Okay, show users. It shows that there is someone from 10001 has telneted via VTY0. You see, it shows the IP address. You understand? What is the command? Show user. Go check it now. Go check it now. Let me finish this one. Whenever I type some wrong command, it is making me to wait for 1 minute. How do we stop that? Here, you need to go under line console 0, not VTY 0, because it's a console. We are working on console. Go to console and say no IP domain. Sorry, I'm sorry, not in this console. Sorry, forget about that. In the configuration mode, we need to say no IP domain lookup. See this command. There are 3 commands: domain lookup, domain name. I need to say this. No IP domain lookup. when I say this, you see, the same who I type, it immediately came out. And I'm going to type something, Laddu. Immediately it comes out. But if you would have not typed this, then it would have made you to wait for a minute. Did you understand this part? Hmm. See, only when you type exit, you can come out of that mode. Because in this mode, in this in this configuration mode, I cannot type any show commands. If you want to do show commands, you have to come to this privilege mode. So I exit and come. You see, if I want to type show who, show user, I can try here, but I cannot try that command in this mode. Show will not work. Show is an unrecognized command. So I have to exit to the privilege mode. Wherever the mode I am in, I have to exit to the privilege mode, and only then I can type show command. Now, when I type show user, it shows only the IP address. It is not showing the user. Do I see a name there? Do I know whether it is Prem or Venkat? No. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create two users in the router. I say user Venkat, password 123, user Prem, password 123. And now I'm going to tell to use this local database. This is the local database of two users I created. I need to tell the telnet service to use this. How do we do that? Go back to that same line VTY 0. 0 means only one at a time can log in. If I say 1, then both Prem and Venkat can log in. So 0 connection will be given for the first guy, first connection will be given for the second guy. And earlier I gave password here. This time I'm saying don't use that password, simply use local database. Log in using local database, which means I'm asking to refer this local database. I'm asking not to check that password that I gave, Cisco123. I'm asking to check the local database for the user and password. Copy down this. Usage. Did you understand the use of username? I can say who used which line and from which IP address. All right. So from the first computer, when I tell that with the frame, the line V2 as 0 is used. And from this IP address, the request came, telnet request. Now let us go and exit and do opposite. I go here, I exit from here. And also I'll exit from the second PC down. Now here I'm going to telnet, but this time I'll give username as Prem here in the second PC. Username is 123. Password is 123. Enable ABC. This is Prem. On the other computer, the upper computer, I'm going to say Venkat. Telnet. Okay. Now let us go to the router and ask. It should be opposite. You see this time 10002 is used by Prem, the down computer. 10001 is used by Venkat. Earlier, 10001 was with Prem, but He swapped the computer. So you can even say which computer Prem used and how long he is using. 29 seconds. Try again. 55 seconds. Prem is logged in via telnet. Venkat is logged in 35 seconds. All right. So